Can you see the diagram?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir,
What is this?
radio circuit diagram.
Transistor radio circuit diagram.
Three
Do you do you
transistor radio circuit diagram.
correct? Do you have a transistor radio at home?
No.
Do you have this one at home?
Wala. No, sir.
Or
No, sir.
have you tried listening to a transistor radio?
Mikael lang, sir.
Your radio. You listen to music or news. You don't have a radio at home?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Or do you know anyone? Have you experienced listening to a radio?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
No, sir.
sir.
I have a radio, sir, but in a
Uh,
in a cell phone. In a cell phone, sir. Radio in the cell phone.
okay, that's considered, but uh, your the circuit diagram for your cell phone, this one is already in an integrated circuit, so they are combined into a single chip so that it fits in your cell phone. Have you seen an actual radio, not in the cell phone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it's big, right? So you combine all of the circuit inside that and you put it in a single IC or a single chip so that it can fit in your cell phone. So that's how you have your
Oh,
radio in your cell phone. Uh, Now question, when you listen to the a radio, do you need an antenna?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
AM or FM?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you need an antenna, right? Then does your cell phone have an antenna?
Yes, sir.
How can
No.
you listen
No.
how can you listen
Earphone.
to the
Headset.
radio in your cell phone?
Sir,
Headset.
headset.
How do you listen to the radio? How does it uh, receive the signal if it doesn't have a radio antenna?
Through headset, sir.
Headset, sir.
Through headset, sir.
Why did you say headset? When you use the radio on your cell phone, it will inform you that you have to plug in the headset. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can you use the radio if you don't plug in the headset?
No.
No,
Oh,
sir.
No.
Do you know the reason?
No, sir.
Why?
karat.
Dili mo
Karat.
ako ang
Because if
Dili mo ako.
Ang signal, oh.
First of all, your cell phone has an antenna. So even if you don't use the radio, just your normal call or text, you need an antenna for that because it is transmitting radio signals. If you're using Wi-Fi, you need an antenna. So where is the antenna in your cell phone?
Inside.
Inside the phone, sir.
Correct. So it's thin inside the phone. So it's not a large antenna like your TV or radio antenna, but it's thin and inside the phone. Have you seen metal? If you can see a metal cell phone or a cell phone with a metal body, it will have a, a line
lag
that is
at
different from the
mo.
body, which is a plastic line, which allows the signal to go through the body. Because if your cell phone is all metal, then it will cover your because the antenna of your cell phone is inside the cell phone. So if your cell phone is pure metal, then you will not receive any signal from Wi-Fi
Signals.
or call. That's why when you have a metal or a cell phone with a metal body, it will have a line, a plastic line, a thin plastic line in its metal body. or a hole so that the signal can enter, because if it doesn't have a plastic part or a hole, if it is pure metal, then the signal cannot enter your phone. Your phone needs different signal. It's the same radio signal, the same electromagnetic radiation, that it's smaller in, or the frequency allows it to use a smaller antenna. That's why you can fit it inside the cell phone. However, radio signals have a different frequency. You need a big antenna for your radio signals. That's why, because your phone doesn't have a big antenna, you have to plug in your headset, because your headset uh, has a metal wire, a long metal wire inside it, which is used as an antenna. So your headset will be used as an antenna to receive radio signals. So that's the reason why you need to plug in your headset to use the radio. That's why you can use even a broken headset. You can plug in a broken headset. Uh, it will still function if you put it on speaker, because the headset is only used as an antenna. So let's go back to a radio. Your regular radio at home is like a box with an antenna, and you listen to music or news on it. So let's look at the circuit. Looking at the circuit, what are the parts that you can directly identify? What is this?
Speaker
Speaker.
Speaker. What is the purpose of the speaker?
Speaker.
to listen, sir.
It will produce
Where
sound.
music
To
can
release
go
the
out. Release the sounds.
The sound,
The
sir.
speaker will convert what to what? The
Music.
speaker will
Convert
convert
signal to sound.
Signal to
electrical
music.
energy to sound energy.
Sound.
So
Sound.
Sir.
a speaker will convert the signal, your electrical signal, into
Sound.
sound
uh,
Sound.
energy.
sound. So it has a diaphragm, and that diaphragm will vibrate. Have you seen those large speakers in a concert, or in those large speaker in programs?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You can see
Yes,
the
sir.
vibration of the diaphragm, the circle
Yes.
in the
Yes, sir.
middle. So that is controlled by a magnet. It the magnet will vibrate depending on the signal or the electricity that you put there. Before the speaker, what is this?
Transformer.
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 What sort of transformer?
Step down transformers are
Step
Down.
The
down. Why can you say that it's step down?
More
because first sir is higher sir.
Correct. It has more turns. It has more
Water.
turns in the
it's more
primary
turns
than in the
in
secondary,
the front.
Uh,
Yes, sir. The primary has more turns sir.
because you only need small electricity or small voltage to control your speaker.
Speaker.
If you don't put this transformer, if you direct this wire like that, what will happen? So
Sir.
this might hurt
Damage.
or be
damage.
damaged, because the voltage is too high. That's why you need to put this transformer so that the voltage will be lower. It also depends on your
Lim.
speaker, because those large speaker, they will also need large voltages. So if this is a small speaker and you put a large voltage, then it will definitely burn or it will be damaged. So you need to read the how much voltage. It's usually written at the back, right here, at the back of the speaker, it's
Speaker.
written how many volts its limit, or how many volts does it need.
Kids.
9 volt.
So this will be your output, correct, of the radio.
Yes,
Yes.
What
sir.
is the input of the radio? Where does the if this is the end, what is the start? What is the start of the radio? This
Nare-ubos, sir. Ning
if
The
this
left.
is
left
the
sir.
May
output,
Sir.
what is the input?
Nare-ubos.
Left side sir.
last last
Antena.
pag sir.
Ubos sa switch.
No, this is a
Ubos sa
ground. This is a ground. That's a signal of that's a symbol of a ground. Um,
Antena, sir.
The word switch sir. Switch.
Switch, sir.
how many inputs do you need in a radio? Or when you use a radio, where do you start?
Flag.
Plug.
Switch sir. Switch.
So
And the AC.
you need power. You need you
To
need
plug, sir.
power.
To plug.
Yes sir.
So
Plug.
I'll just draw a lightning symbol. So you need power. And what do you need when the radio is on? So you plug the radio, it has power, it is on. What's next?
Switch.
Resistor.
Power button sir.
I mean, okay, let's go back. You want to listen to the news, for example. You plug in your radio. So it will now power up.
Tuning, sir.
Signal, sir.
You need an
Channel.
input,
signal.
which is your
Or signal
signal.
sir.
Signal, sir.
Mm.
Signal.
Correct. So
Adjust.
you have two inputs for your radio. You need to plug in to the power source, to the outlet, and you
And to
need
choose a signal.
a signal. So where does your power source will be your power outlet or your battery. If it is rechargeable, then it will turn on. And your signal, where does it go through? How do you receive the signal?
Antenna.
Antenna.
Antenna. Where is the antenna in the circuit diagram?
Ning nasa
Sa
Sir.
switch, sir.
Ganun yung pao. So,
Kaya
triangle.
Yes, sir.
na, sir.
Antenna. Correct. Where is your power source?
Power source.
beside
Tara, sir. Oh. Lumaw.
This is your power source.
9B.
That's correct. Uh, the power source is written as
9
plus
voltage.
9B. What does it mean?
Sir.
So it's already stepped down from your 220. So it's already so what that means is there's another circuit connected to this one. Our previous circuits that converts 220
3
volts
volts.
into, for example, 9 volts, another circuit is connected to this one. So our previous circuit diagram, like that, will be connected, the output will be connected here. So that includes the transformer, the rectifier, the filter capacitors, the indicator lights. So take note that those are no longer shown in this diagram. That's why in this drawing you can see arrow. Can you see the arrow right here, top and bottom?
Yes, sir.
So what does those arrow mean? It means that it is connected, the positive and the negative is connected to another circuit diagram. And what circuit diagram is that? So our previous discussion, which was converts the 220 volts of the outlet
Outlet.
into how many volts?
Port.
9
14
volt.
volts.
Now for this
9.
case, For
9
this
volts.
case,
9
9
volts.
9. So not 14. For this
Oh,
case, it's 9. Uh, so now we have our power supply here. So this is your power supply, power source. And the other source of signal or the other source is your antenna, which will receive the music or the notes that you want to listen to. Next step we have this one. So we have coils. These are coils, and this is a, what is this?
Capacitor.
Capacitor,
capacitor.
but it has an arrow, meaning it is adjustable, or what do you call this? Adjustable. You can adjust its capacitance. So when you have a pair, usually you see a pair of an inductor and a capacitor, or a coil and a capacitor beside each other. You see that uh, connected to an antenna. That's what we call as a tuned circuit. Tuned, tuned, or used for tuning. Tuned circuit. So why do you need tuning in your radio? Have you tried tuning your radio?
Yes, sir.
Why do
Yes.
you
yes,
why
sir.
why do you need to
To
tune your
have
radio?
better signal.
To have better signal, sir.
Correct, to get a better signal, and also to
Select another
Select
Select,
Channel.
select
select
channel,
select
another channel.
stations.
a station,
Another
105, something like that, 97.5. So you need a switch for that, right?
97.5 WIM radio.
to
Us-
select FM.
Usually circular switch, correct? Usually.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this is that. So for this example, it has only three selections. So for your radio, obviously you have a lot of stations. So this tuning circuit will allow you to tune your radio to the frequency that you want to listen to. And the frequency is basically what is the announced in the radio station itself. The number 97.5, that's the megahertz. That's the frequency of that specific uh, radio station. In order to receive certain frequencies, it has a mathematical calculation. You have to solve the capacitance of the capacitor and the inductance. So if you increase or decrease the value of your capacitor and inductor, it will also change the frequency. So that's why when you turn the selector or the tuning knob on your radio, it will change the value of this capacitor and this inductor. So that's how you tune your radio. This is the tuning stage. Next, what is this?
Capacitor.
So what is the, again, what is one of the functions of a capacitor?
Filter.
Correct, filter. So
Filter the current, sir.
this capacitor is used to filter. What is filtered? The
Signal.
Current.
Why do you need to filter the signal?
Because it fluctuating.
Why do you need to filter the signal? Because of
It's
that,
fluctuate.
Karat-karat.
Karat. Oh.
you need to
Karat, sir.
filter the unwanted noise.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't put this filter, your signal or what you're hearing will be very noisy. Next, what is this? Oh, let's have a or okay, what is this?
Transistor.
Resistor.
What is the function of a transistor?
Resist.
What is the function?
To switch signal, sir.
To
To switch
switch. That's
electronic
okay. That's
signal.
Signal.
correct. That's one of the functions. What is another function of a transistor aside from
And
switching?
Controlling and
electrical
limiting
power.
Amplifier. Amplifying.
signals.
Amplifying.
To amplify. Correct. So this is an
Fi
amplifier.
amplifier. Amplifier.
Why do you need an amplifier here? When you receive a signal in your antenna, when a signal travels through the air, so from the radio station, they have a very tall, very large antenna. It will travel through the air, and it will reach your house. When it travels through the air, it loses energy. When it reaches your house, it's already a weak electrical signal. So when you receive a signal in your antenna, you need this first amplifier so that your signal will
Will
be
switch.
Stable.
Better.
Will get better.
amplified. So from being a small signal, it will become it will go back to its original quality. And where do you get the power to amplify the small signal? From the connection right here. Where? From the power
The voltage.
from the power supply.
Source.
So it will pass through here. So basically this transistor
Source.
will combine the 9 volts. It will combine the 9 volts and your
The signal.
signal here. So the 9 volts will be, let's say, straight, so it doesn't have a signal. If you listen to this one, if you put this to your speaker, it will sound like steady, steady steady. But if you have a signal from your antenna, for example, it's a music signal like that. So it now has a form. But the problem is it will be small because again it's a weak signal. Now this transistor will add or combine the two, meaning it will get this high energy, the 9 volts, and combine it with the small signal with a form, and the output that will be created is a 9 volt signal but with already the form of the small signal. So this is the form of the small signal. It's small. If you feed this to your speaker, what you will hear is very soft, very low sound, very low volume. That's why you need to add additional power from the 9 volts so that it becomes this large version of the signal. The same shape, the same whatever music you're listening to, it will be the same. It just is amplified or made larger. Again, how does it work? You get the 9 volts here. So it's a large signal, but it has no form, or it has no shape. It's just a constant constant. So if you use this small signal and you add it to the constant large signal, then the result will be a large signal with a shape. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's the purpose of this first transistor. It will try to restore the signal to its original um, energy or original level. What is the purpose? So the output of this transistor is here, right here. What's the purpose of these capacitors?
So store, sir.
What's the
Filter.
function? To filter, so that your signal will
Filter.
be clean.
Smooth.
Stable. Will be
So
stable.
you will not hear any static or so
Loud
another
noise.
another filter. Next we have another.
Transistor.
What is the purpose?
Transistor.
Same thing.
Three transistor eh.
To
What is the
amplify.
purpose? To amplify. Next, what's this? Filters. Again, to remove the noise. Then lastly, we have a last
Transistor.
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 Transistors.
So that
Three
is
transistor.
paired to your speaker,
Sir.
because your speaker needs, so that this is the sound amplifier. So
Ah,
this is your signal amplifier. This is your preamplifier, and this is your sound amplifier, which is used to amplify the the power for the speaker. They are all amplifiers, but they have a different functions. So this amplifier is used to amplify your signal for the speaker, or your power for the speaker. So you combine those two together. So after it passes the modulation stage, it goes through the sound amplifier, and the speaker will produce your. So let's say if you receive a small signal and dirty, so not yet filtered. Why is it dirty? It has a lot of noise. Maybe because it's raining, or uh, it passed through a lot of trees. It passes through a lot of
Cloudy.
uh, obstacles. Then your signal will be dirty. So it will be filtered, and then what will come out of the speaker will be clean and amplified.
Clean.
So same, when you draw it, it has to be the same shape, but it is amplified and clean. No more noise. So did you